Whoa, look at that. We're live. Just like that. Boom. We're live. It's, what is it? 9 o'clock Eastern time, 9 o'clock in the time zone on a Thursday. That means it's time for This Week at Gear Report, the show where we talk about everything that's happened since the show last week. That would be new published articles, new stuff that's shown up, exciting. Am I interrupting you, Trey? Excuse me.
Sorry, my wife was trying to cook, and I told her to get the hell out of the kitchen.
Whoa. It's backwards.
I know, right?
Yeah, really.
That's the funny thing. Welcome to my world, folks.
Yeah. Wow. You're an overachiever this evening. So, all right. We got a few people out there already. People saying hi. Good to see Gary and Joe out there already. So again, so we'll talk about stuff that's been published since last week, stuff that's in the queue, things that are coming. I do have an exciting, I think I'm going to make an announcement. I don't know. Maybe I'll wait till next week. Something huge happened yesterday that we may talk about. Yeah, we may wait. I don't know. And then of course, every week we're bringing in a cool brand that we ran into at SHOT. So that's why the guy's down there in the corner. We're going to get back to him in a minute. We're going to have time for some more people to get here. Then we'll do all the introductions and be sure that we're on track and we can get rolling. So let's see. I have, okay, while we're kind of spinning wheels for the first couple minutes, who is, show of hands, who is familiar with the Odyssey video platform on the interwebs? Yeah,
I know of it. I don't do anything over there, but yeah, I know of it.
You have a channel there, don't you?
I think so.
Yeah. Well,
I think so.
Curious. That's I like it because they are pro freedom, anti censorship, generally speaking, and seem to be a neat alternative to the YouTubes. And I was watching a bunch of Gizzard Gary videos this morning over there. Gary did a lot of real quick SHOT Show booth videos, I guess is how we would describe them. And they look pretty good on that platform. It seems to be pretty good. All right. So we had a few people on Odyssey here. Yeah. I think that's a platform that has some promise that we should keep an eye on. So for now, let's start the introductions around this side of the horn for now. Hi, I'm Jeff. I'll be your tour guide this week. Yes, I'm the one controlling the mute button, just in case anyone's wondering. And aside from that, I'll maybe ask a few questions of people, and let's go that way.
I'm TJ. I'm the director of snacks and beverages. That's what I do over here. So
that's a nice title. I like that.
I needed a title. You didn't give me a title. I mean, sidekick is kind of like, eh.
I like it. That's pretty good. Okay.
There we go.
All right. What kind of title do you have?
So I am the lead lip syncer in my air band air supply. So
okay.
Yeah, that's kind of what I do is I lip sync with the air band. So TJ's got a mean air keyboard, man. I'm telling you, he's really good.
Not every 7th degree white belt steps up and does the air guitar band as well. So.
I mean, if the fashion model thing doesn't work out, the 7th degree white belt, the crayon eater, I've got lip syncing to fall back on.
Right. All right. We'll stick with that. I think you're going to go far.
Yeah, so do I.
Yeah. Far. All right. If you don't know him, go check out the Ghost Tactical channel as well. And why don't we go ahead and introduce Aaron? So Aaron, Phoenix Weaponry, we're going to ask you a whole bunch of questions, get the background on your company, where you came from, where you're going, what makes you different, what makes you special. And I'm going to blame, all right, if this goes well, this was all my idea, okay? If it goes poorly, then Kevin Reese is the one that's in. He's the one that we're
always blame Kevin
because he made the introduction here. So one of the most prolific writers out there in the gun space. He facilitated this introduction, and for now, we're going to thank him for that. We're going to see how it goes, but for now, we're going to say thanks to Kevin. So, Aaron, you want to dive in and start give us a little background about how did you come to be the head of a firearms manufacturing empire.
Empire, I like that.
Yeah.
It's been a long road. We started borrowing machine shop time from a buddy of mine and worked assembling weapons on the floor of the living room, and I've kept growing and growing and growing. We're going on 8 years now, so always been a machinist. Always liked making things. Whenever I was working at a machine shop, the boss was always asking me to work on his guns, and so we get going on that kind of thing. And then I got into suppressors and fixing suppressor for people and building guns. I like shooting things a long ways away, so that's always nice to do some stuff. I got a long time ago, worked at a shop, did some DARPA work for Scout Sniper and the FBI Special Response Teams. I'll look forward to.
Did he just go?
Okay, I didn't know if I didn't know if it was me or not. So yeah.
Yeah, I was wondering if it was me as well. My internet's been threatening this evening, so he's either miming and just doing an incredible job of sitting perfectly still, or he's having some connectivity issues. So
I think your kids got on TikTok again, Jeff.
I don't think it was me this time. The internet is amazing that allows us all to come together in one discussion online. But I see you moving again.
I don't know if he can hear us or not. Can you hear us? I don't think he can hear us at all.
You guys hear me at all?
Oh, there we go. Never.
Guess my sound just dropped away.
Well,
so see if I can mess around with it a little bit. But yeah, so you guys got running through some photos of our shop there. We got 11,000 square foot. We got about 20 plus people in there. Everybody there is working real hard. We try to get stuff out the door as fast as we possibly can and make cool shit. So we're always trying to make stuff that's different, unique, fast, light.
Yeah. So, what is there a theme with? There appears to be a theme with the names of all of your firearms here. Do you want to speak to that?
There we go. Oh, I'm sorry, I missed that. I had to lose the AirPods.
Okay. I was asking. There seems to be a theme with the names of most of your products, like a naming convention.
Yeah,
do you want to speak to how you name them?
They're all named after wives and daughters. Each one has a unique personality. Each one does certain things well, and so then we kind of named it after the wives.
Nice. Huh. Okay, so I see in your products, AR-15s, AR-10s, you have a signature series named after you, suppressors, integrally suppressed, and then parts that you manufacture.
Yep.
That's a for a fairly young brand, it sounds like. Although 8 years, that's not super young. Been around a bit. It looks like you have a fairly expansive product catalog for the age of your company.
Probably too expensive.
Do you want to speak to kind of who you are as a team, as a brand? What is different about Phoenix Weaponry from like a mass, let's pump out the parts kind of manufacturer? Where do you fit in the space as far as the gun world?
Well, I'm real big into materials. I'm very big into precision. I don't allow a whole lot of tolerance in my parts. I believe that everything is a foundation, and when you start with a solid foundation, then you can build off of it. And so I really like things to be very, very tight. I like them to be manufactured out of very specific metals. I like thermal expansion. I like all that kind of interesting things about metallurgy and the grain direction of metals, and where you use titanium, where you don't use titanium, what's the proper metal for the job. And I've got a group of guys there that have followed me pretty much the entire time. They've been around. We keep growing, keep adding people. Lots of guys doing different things. Everybody's into different stuff. We got guys into RC cars, airplanes, cars, motorcycles, you name it. Just a big machine shop full of people that like to build stuff. So the guns are fun. We go out and we play with them, build machine guns for demo, go out and blow stuff up.
Nice. So the word that came up over and over when Kevin was saying, what was it, TJ? I think, did we stop by Kevin's day job booth and he said, "Oh, dude, you like precision stuff, right?" And the word precision, I think, was like every third word he said was precision. So that is definitely his impression of the sweet spot for you guys is not just throwing stuff together, but really doing it the right way and building with specific goals in mind, I think, is kind of the impression that he gave me.
Yeah, compromise is not really my thing. It's either right or it's not. Anything other than about a half-minute gun is uninteresting. I like small guns. Accurate guns are interesting guns, so we try to make sure that is very much part of each gun that goes out the door. Our guys put the guns together individually. We're working on the cute little card, that goes with the gun when you get it, where it says your gun was assembled on this day by this person all the way through. Things
like a
kind of show the crack. Yep. Like what was it, Cabbage Patch Kids?
Yeah. It reminds me, I've gotten into guitars in the last year, and Gibson's one of the big U.S. brands, and they take a picture when it's finished, right before it goes in the box, to go to the customer. They snap a picture of it, and it goes with the documentation. And
it's very important.
It's a neat approach.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you do build classes, rent machine guns. Like, I don't even know where to start here. You have so many different things to talk about.
Wow. The ADD permeates the shop pretty hard. So,
right.
What's interesting, and I've got people that are there that are trying to help me wrangle it. Like I have an operations manager and an assistant and a bookkeeper, and all these people try to keep me so I can run amok, and they make sure everything is going where it's supposed to, and stuff that's done, and phone calls are returned, because I kind of sometimes just wander,
Yeah, absolutely. Wow, all kinds of machine guns to rent. Okay, well, good. Thank you for the introduction. I'm going to, let's see what we got here. I see gun people. I want to say, have a good show. Doing my official co-host duties. Well, all right. I think that means he's not going to be here with us the rest of this one. So thanks to Fence Dad for checking in. All right. Gary said hi to Aegis Gun Care. I don't actually see them in the comments. I wonder if, oh, there it is. Where are they located? Excellent question, Rod. Thank you.
Middle of Colorado. We're 45 minutes away.
All right. So, people might be forgiven for assuming that you're in Arizona, I suppose.
Yeah, that's it was Phoenix rising from the ashes of its predecessors. Everybody's got those business stories, and
right.
This one's my time, my turn.
Nice. So I'd like to give a chance for the other folks to hop in here and see what questions or thoughts you have at this point. Oh, we're pointing to TJ? All right.
Are we pointing to me?
Yeah,
I had a chance. I had a chance to stop by the booth and hang out there for a little while, and I checked out everything. There's just, like Jeff said, there's so many different facets that you're into that it's like, or what do you pick? I did love the was it the 4570?
Yep, 4570
yep.
auto.
Oh, I'm a big guy, and I'm like, see, that's kind of my size gun.
Yeah, it hits hard. We're pushing 2,300 feet per second out of an AR-10 with a 325 grain bullet. We're doing 2,750 feet per second with a 250 grain bullet, yielding well over 4,000 foot-pounds of muzzle energy out of an AR-10. So it's good.
and we're working on our 20 round magazine, then the guys think I'm crazy, but I always started sketching up a drum too, just because
Drum.
I just, it needs to happen.
Drums look cool. I mean,
They do.
yeah.
It's going to weigh a lot. The 20 round magazine weighs 2 pounds on its own with all the ammo in it. So,
Yeah, no doubt.
but it does a good job.
But it's cool.
It's cool. That's all. That's what it's about. Cool.
Yep.
I mean, you see something awesome like that, and you're like, man, I want to shoot this thing. Or, this is great. That's all right.
Yeah, it was kind of a weird project I took for myself, and then you'd be doing stuff and shooting stuff at the range, and people are like, "What is that?" And I'm like, "That's this," and they're like, "That is insane. I have one." I'm like, "Okay," and then it just and going, and we're shipping them all over the place. One guy wants some in South Africa. I'm trying to figure out how we're going to import semi-autos into South Africa. So,
Right.
but I got to put down a rhino or something. Who knows?
Yeah.
Or an insurrection, one of the two. But
Small
either
vehicles.
way, it'll hit pretty hard, I guess.
Sounds like fun.
It'll make an example out of whatever it is that has offended you.
Yeah, absolutely. So let's see. What else can we talk about? So it's SHOT Show. I don't think I made it by the booth. TJ made it by the booth. He took a bunch of pictures. I was just scrolling through trying to find them. I think they're on the other computer, unfortunately.
Of course.
I'll keep looking.
I have a question while you're looking.
On the
He's
share.
got his hand up.
Yeah, go
Can
ahead.
I speak, Mr. So no, I was looking through your website, excuse me, earlier, and you had like a build and a class. And so can you kind of talk about when people come in, let's say they want to get a Charlie, where they build their specific Charlie there, and what all is the build, and then the class, what does all of that entail?
We sit down with the customer for about 4 hours. They put every screw, every pin, every detent into the weapon. There is nothing assembled. They learn all of the trigger setup, checking headspace. They will be intimately familiar with their weapon at the end of the class. They get to keep their class notes if they want. We've had people videotape it. We have a PowerPoint presentation. And then at the end of February, we've teamed up with a local range, and we're going to do a build class in the morning for 4 hours, break for lunch. Then we're going to do a carbine 1 class. So malfunctions, loading, unloading, maneuvering, cover, concealment, all the standard stuff. But I want to do it from a civilian standpoint, because we do not have backup. We don't have any spare ammo. We don't have a medic, and we have no intel. So you are by yourself. And so I want to start, working on when people are manipulating their weapons, that they understand, what is going on. And we grab a bunch of junk range ammo. So we manufacture all these random malfunctions, and, you're dropping mags and hiding behind cars and stuff like that. So it's fun.
So you literally have an opportunity for someone that has never owned or built, or probably maybe even shot an AR, come to this class, build their own AR right there with your guys, and then learn how to utilize it. That doesn't happen. I mean, honestly, that's the first time I've heard that from a manufacturer saying, "Hey, come build it with this, and then we're going to teach you how to use it." That's pretty awesome.
You sit at the benches in my shop with our vices and our tools, and we walk you through every piece of it.
That's neat. We talked to a lot of brands that are kind of a sterile, high volume, mass throughput production shops. And I suspect you can do some volume if you need to, but this sounds like it sounds like a skunk works to me almost,
I did a little time at Lockheed Martin, worked there in a prototype area. I always liked the skunk works attitude, or the super squirrel secret stuff.
Sure.
I really enjoy that, and I think people do as well. They, you can go buy a soulless weapon, and it does what it's supposed to do, and it's, and then it goes to the back of your closet and you're done with it. But I want to build stuff that people are like, this is mine.
Right. So what are we looking at here?
A little bit of awesomeness is what I'm seeing.
That is epic right there.
That was a late night. That is an integral suppressed breaching shotgun.
Right. So this is the one that TJ came and saw you the morning that I went over to the Las Vegas Convention Center for the AIM Expo, the motorcycle show. Yeah. So while I was there, he came to see you. And when I get back, he's like, dude, I got to show you this. This is the picture he pulled up and showed me. I was like, that looks like it would stop someone who was coming into your house.
Everybody should have one.
They should.
Absolutely.
It's heat treated to 48 Rockwell, so it'll stick in steel doors, car doors. It does not care. And it does not move. So it's a giant standoff on the end of a suppressor.
Yeah.
So that way you don't wake them up.
Right.
Yeah.
And it's nice to be courteous. Okay. So I think this is a great way to help get to know what's different about a brand, because, you know, where's the interest in having people on to talk if it's all just the same old shit week after week? You know, you do things differently.
Yep.
And it's easy to talk about it, but being able to see some of these things, I think, really helps to bring that to life a little bit.
Yeah, there's the guts of the breacher.
Yep.
Yeah.
We took it apart.
Nice.
Okay. Yeah, I see what we're looking at now.
Yeah,
that looks sturdy.
I want you to clean it, be able to take care of it. You should be able to fall out of a helicopter on this stuff. Beat several people to death with it. Pick it up and keep going. It should be fine. You know, that's anything other than that is a failure.
Nice.
I like the attitude. I like it.
Yeah. All right. That's another the same thing. I'm just going to keep scrolling through here. So yeah, and you got a bunch of different sizes of cans there.
Yeah, we go from 6-inch 22 can all the way up to, 4-inch 22 can now, all the way up to a 50 cal, and they all come apart. You can clean them. I don't like wearing earmuffs, so
right.
Everything.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think there's a trigger sitting in there. Those are production now.
Wow.
And then I like to show off everything in the raw metal.
Yeah.
To call it in the white, but you can see the machining, you can see the detail and the reflection. We don't polish anything. It's just, that's how it comes off the machine. We wash it off.
Wow.
You know, I like it all, the bird in the machine, everything.
Neat. Definitely some cool look there. And then, you know, Kevin again spoke very highly of, hey, if I'm going pig hunting or maybe something that's aggressive that might be coming at me, this is what I want to carry, is, you know, something that you've put together.
Yeah, I've been killing a bunch, and he always giggles like a little girl every time something, and it's over. But
right.
Like, when you're down there shooting pigs in the middle of the night and everybody's opening up on a whole herd, and there's all this discussion over who hit what and everything like that, I just go over there to the fist-size holes, like, that one's mine.
That's the easy way.
There's no more. It's like, that one's mine.
Yeah. Just look for the cloud of pink mist, I guess.
Yeah. Unless you're too close, then it goes clean through.
Yeah.
2750 at 36 yards does not expand at all.
Wow.
So
I bet.
Puts like a giant half-inch hole through something.
All right. So what are we looking at here?
We have that one there is Audrey. That is an SBR with a tucked titanium can and our own flashlight. I got tired of buying flashlights, so I made my own.
Oh, wow.
All brass internals. Guess my dog has decided it's time to eat. So it's all brass internals, titanium strike face. It's all gold chem film on the inside, then mounted to the weapon. It works pretty good. Larry, come on, give me a break. Come on. Go somewhere else.
Sorry, just wait till mine start barking when Crystal and Killing come back.
Oh my goodness.
Then next to it is our 4570 lever gun. We make
I like that.
We make mounts for the red dots to fit on top, like real low profile. And then, of course, I like to suppress them as well because, you know, why not? And then we made our own tall suppressor height front sight for it. That way you can use your red dot with a front sight. That way you have better accuracy.
Mm-hmm.
I think after that is Trouble. That one's named after the wife.
Nice.
Good.
That one's all tungsten and stainless steel and titanium bits everywhere.
Wow.
It's a 6-pound weapon. When I used to, build guns for myself, and I would take her out shooting, and I noticed that she was like starting to wobble a little bit and kind of leaning back on her hip when she was shooting. And so I was like, I can fix this. And so I put all the weight in the back of it, knocked the weight off the end of the barrel and everything, and now it's under 6 pounds, and she can stand there all day long and shoot this thing without,
Nice.
trying to rebalance it. Then I was trying to see what next is after that. Oh, the RTH. That one there is a 6.5x4.7 Lapua, 20 MOA rail in the top.
Wow.
This is the pinnacle of what we've done so far. Ralph Hicks writes books about long range precision shooting. And we got together a long time ago. He's having a hard time getting a good semi-auto. And so we actually will press fit the barrel into the upper receiver. The handguard's all carbon fiber. The buttstock is completely made out of titanium, aluminum.
Wow.
A little bit of Kydex. It's completely adjustable every which way you want to, including like a sporting clay shotgun where your butt plate will actually move and rotate on you. It is a spectacular piece of equipment. He goes out and shoots dimes all the time. I mean, it's gonna, that is a laser. Truly, it's stays supersonic 100 feet longer than the Creedmoor. No signs of pressure. It is a beautiful, beautiful piece of equipment. No expense spared. And then I think after that is the custom 4570 Auto, which is my very first one we made. I wanted it to look like 1995 and 1895 had a baby.
Yeah. Okay.
It's got the wood furniture on it.
Yeah.
It's all
Yeah. Look at that.
It's really crazy looking, and people really liked it. But that was the 20-inch barreled titanium suppressed 4570 Auto I made for myself. And then the next one next to that is a very angry piece of equipment. It is a 14-inch barreled 4570 Auto. So it's integral suppressed, 14.5 inches of the barrel. You can get in and out of vehicles with it very easily. And it just puts a hurting on things. That is the perfect weapon for getting in and out of UTVs and hunting, and carries like a short barreled rifle and brings a truck with it. I mean, it just drops everything.
All right. I'm changing screens here real quick. So
Yeah, pretty much every gun over there was just sexy as hell.
It's kind of interesting because like when we show off, people are almost confused because there's no continuity almost. It's like, well, there's this and there's that, and look at this crazy thing and look at this, and people are just like, this is insane. I don't even know what it is I'm looking at. I don't understand.
right. And that's why you're here, because you were one of how many hundreds of AR makers at SHOT Show, and most of them, they may make cool stuff, but it's not as unique. It's not as interesting, in my opinion. This is, I think the way you just described it was very, very appropriate. Like, what am I looking at?
I mean, when you look at that magazine right there, it's just like,
yeah,
that's full. There's, yeah. And that target over there on the right is, the test shots from it. We're well below sub-minute with this thing.
Wow.
So it's very accurate.
Yeah,
and of course, we've blown it up a few times. The one that was at the show has actually been blown up at least 4 times now. We actually just replaced the bolts, the carrier, barrel extension, barrel, and a new bolt stop, and we put the gun back together and keep going. So I want to make sure our stuff is safe. So I'll keep pushing pressures until it pops.
Wow. All right. So there was that one, and then the one beside it, what you said was the signature, right? That had the wood.
Yeah.
That one's a labor of love.
Yeah.
It's sexy right there.
It's actually cottonwood. We actually stabilized it with epoxy and vacuum, and it weighs.
Wow.
The wood weighs nothing, but it's all hand carved.
Huh.
It's just, it's pretty.
Yeah, that's really kind of next level when you talk about um, I want to say treating the wood. That doesn't sound like an appropriate description for vacuum epoxy to add some strength and rigidity to a extra light wood. But to put that wood on to begin with is like, well, okay, that's an interesting idea I hadn't seen.
Yep.
But then to take it 2 steps further and use something, that isn't just like your walnut hunting rifle stock, that's
We actually went
something.
to a tree yard and we're chopping into trees for about 2 days trying to find the right piece of wood.
Wow.
Out there with a chainsaw and a bunch of water and stuff, and we're looking for the right piece of wood for it.
Wow. That's neat. So, all right, let me switch screens again. Go back to the pictures from, all right, share screen, Chrome tab, photos. Here we go. I want to go back to the shot pictures and continue making our way through. So we went a couple different angles on that.
That's a 4570 auto magazine.
So is this is a billet magazine?
Yes, it is bolted every inch. I designed it like I would a satellite part. Minimum wall thicknesses. Delrin AF follower. Delrin AF is an interesting plastic because it has Teflon impregnated into it, and so it doesn't need any lube. But nobody ever uses it. It's so crazy expensive. But I figure, we'll do it. So
yeah. That's crazy. So that's another picture that I saw that I was like,
and that's a big hand too.
I felt like, when you walk in and when you walk in and the dog looks at you like, huh?
Yeah.
That's how I looked at this. Like, am I really looking at like a machined magazine? That's definitely some next level stuff there. Those are different pictures of the ones we talked about. Yep. And there we're at the motorcycle show, so we can get out of that. We can look at bikes too if you like. But, maybe we'll come back and do that later. Because there were all kind of bikes.
Yeah.
You like the race bikes. There were some really cool ones that we'll have to, if we have a little time to kill before the show's over, maybe we'll come back and try to find all right. We were talking about Kevin earlier. So
there it is.
Yeah. So look at this picture and imagine him giggling after shooting a pig. And I think that. All right. So let's see. We will stop sharing on that. I think going through some pictures like that is a great way to, we can talk about, you do unique things, you use unique materials, you approach solving some of the problems with firearms in a way that's different than the way most people do it. We can talk about that all day long. But you see the pictures and it's like, oh, okay. Now I'm starting to wrap my head around exactly what he's talking about.
Yeah, I really enjoy just giving people a gun and just saying, here, check this out. And then they shoot it and they're just like, what was that? Like,
yeah.
Where did that come from? Once the guns are broken in and they're just so smooth, with all the tolerances that we hold, it's, it's a different feel, it's a different sound. And so I really like that kind of stuff.
So if someone is watching this and they're like, oh my goodness, that third one from the right or whichever, I have to have it. Or, whoa, okay, I have an idea. This guy might just be crazy enough to make it for me. What do they need to do?
They can get a hold of us. Right now we are trying to manage I'll have to quote my operations manager. Right now we're trying to manage our backlog and fulfill existing and stay on track. And so, but if you do have ideas and you want something, you can call us and you can get into a special queue that ends up getting where we get weird. We've got a guy that we're mounting a couple flamethrowers to the bottom of a couple of his guns for him, and a few other ideas that he has. He's a very patient man, and when I get to it, he's very excited. Every time I make him something, he's like, that's what I was wanting. And I'm like, just bear with me a little bit. It takes me a little while to get to it. most of my guys are busy at the shop doing what they're supposed to be doing. I'm the one who's supposed to be running amok. So,
yeah. Okay, so do you want to talk about? Let's talk about where you make your money as a brand. What keeps you afloat? I assume you have some things that you make in a little higher volume, maybe like your production. Do you have stuff that you call these are our production parts versus all the inventive?
yeah, we have production ARs. They're still under minute guns. One is still individually put together. We do make the mounts for the Henrys. We make a lot of suppressors. And then when I first started this, I got out of the job shop world, and I told everybody I was done working for everybody and was going to do my own thing. And then people called and said, we really, 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 really need you to make this. And I was like, I really don't want to.
Yeah.
So, we support medical, nuclear, energy, big space and little space companies. We get phone calls when everybody else is like that is not possible to be made, and weird things that are just like that's not gonna, we can't make this work, and so I figure out how to make it work. So we still have I guess that is probably taken over 50% of the business now is the job shop. But I was trying to get out of it, but it sucked me back in. But when you get to make stuff that goes on other planets and implants that go inside of people and, cutting titanium into like 13 thousandths, with things that is an implant that goes inside of somebody, has to be laser welded. It's kind of cool. People don't get to see that stuff very often.
Right.
But this here is the goal. This is, full-time weapons manufacturing is the goal. I want to do
what is that?
That is Aaron.
Back there's Trey.
That is named after
I'm back in.
one of our older daughters. That is a stripped down, no compromise 3-gun rifle. It is 6 pounds even. Trigger is phenomenal. 18-inch Krieger barrel on that one. 7 pounds 8 ounces. So it is absolutely no compromise at all. It is just go fast.
Wow.
We do it with a 2.5 pound trigger.
Why not?
The buttstock is fixed, and that way it's made to you. So every time you pick the weapon up, your face is exactly the same spot. That one in there has our bolt-on forward assist. I don't recommend using them, but sometimes people like them. But that is done up in our team colors in actually Marine Corps red and tungsten. But that is a no compromise 3-gun toy.
That is nice.
The entire handguard's knurled, so whether it's wet, sweaty, whatever, your hands do not slip.
Yeah, I've been, I was looking through your website, and I love the design of your hand guards, some of your muzzle hider. I mean, you've got some different, really, how do I put this? Intriguing designs for your hand guards and then muzzle devices. And it's like someone's thinking outside the box, like way outside the box, but like it turns out cool. I've never seen anything like that, but that works,
I really like 1919s and Ma Deuces, and I like their barrel shroud, and it's an air-cooled machine gun. And these are all air-cooled machine guns. Back a long time ago when the quad rail thing was a big fad, people were buying these quad rails, and they put all this crap all over it to cover up the quad rail because it hurt their sensitive fingers, and it's like, why do we have all this stuff on there? And so what I did is I actually took the handguard and then drilled and tapped it every inch, every 45 degrees. So now you can mount your pick rails, your hand stops, your QD mounts every inch, every 45 degrees.
Wow.
So you
now let me ask you. Oh, sorry, Jeff. Go ahead. Sorry.
Like. No, go ahead.
No, I was going to say. I mean, for the person that has their AR out there, is there an availability? Let's say they just want to go to your website and they see some hand guards that they like. Can they purchase just those, or do they have to? Does it have to be part of the whole package?
Nope. Shop now. You just go down there and pick out what you like. We separate it up. Go down to handguards and accessories. There you go. And then you get to pick how many inches long it is, whether or not you went over the suppressor, which is 2-inch diameter, 1.75-inch diameter, whichever one you
The
like.
ladies like being able to pick.
Of course. And then you've got pick rails, you got hand stops, you got QD mounts, you've got everything that you need to customize your handguard however you like it. So if you go back up to the top and click on one of the handguards, just either one of those, left or right, there you go. Then you select your length.
Right.
And then you select your color. And then you can go down and select all your parts. And then you'll see that there's 10 screws going all the way around the handguard. A long time ago, people were using a lot of pinch mounting methods to put their handguards on, or they're screwing them on. Then you had to clock them with a retaining ring. And I got tired of all that. All the stuff always broke and fell apart on me. So I put 10 radial screws around this thing. It's not going anywhere. It's just not.
Right. All right. Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Oh, there's a video of us machining it.
Oh, let's click on that. So, did I see something on the? I think it was a homepage about largest firearms manufacturer in Colorado. Is that what it said?
Yeah, as far as we can tell, when you do like the Dun and Bradstreet stuff and things like that, it's always hard to tell what you are. And I tend to kind of at my shop doing my thing, and I don't go looking around. I don't read gun magazines. I don't really watch videos. I just make stuff. Right. And so, but as people have estimated when they walk in my shop, they're like, this is a serious venture you've got going on. This is not, a normal, out of your garage. Got a couple of machines running. We've got 16 or 17 machining centers now.
Wow.
I mean, my utility bill is like $3,000 a month, just for electricity. This was a little idea I had a while ago where you get to pick every piece.
So we've seen a couple products that they had impressive price tags on them. Yep. So when I clicked on AR-15 custom carbine build, I was like, all right, is this going to make me choke? But there are a lot of companies who I doubt they are anywhere near this custom, and they cost more than this.
That is a standard debate that people have. Why you guys? What makes it so much better? And unfortunately, a lot of times, all I can do is hand them the weapon and let them shoot it, and then they go, "Okay, I get it now." But this one here, if you option this thing out, you will end up in the $3,000-4,000 territory.
Gotcha. Okay.
It will get out of hand very quick. Titanium and all the go fast goodies, it will get very out of hand. I kind of always pushed us as like, once you're done playing around with normal guns, you call us. Like, I want to be in that, Gucci NATO Death Squad territory, the exotic stuff that, people really don't hear a lot about. Some of these, the real high end weapon manufacturers that are used by some of the teams and people like that. That's where I want us to be exotic. I want us to be special. I want, when you go to the range, that people stop what they're doing to see what it is that you just drug out. This is a, kind of a, you need to show off for your buddies. We also play with archery. That's
well, that's what I was. I'm sorry, my ADD kicked in, and I just started clicking around the site. So
so right now we make competition weights and some other stuff, but we actually have 3 different bow stabilizers.
Oh, wow.
And 3 different drop away rests. So every once in a while we'll shoot competition archery. So we like doing that kind of stuff too.
Wow. Yeah, this is thank you for coming on. I know when you run across I'm just going to say it. When you stumble across an evil genius and try to pull him out of his lab and put him on camera, it's like you never know what's going to happen, right?
Yeah.
But you have got a really intriguing and Like I want to keep clicking just because I don't know what I'm going to find on anything here. You know what I mean? Like a lot of brands, you pretty much know when you
Right.
click it what you're going to see, and I just don't know when I start clicking here.
Oh, there's moderators. I really dig retro guns, and so you ever hear of a 607, a Colt 607, used in the mid 60s, McVie saw guys, 10.5-inch barrel gun, AR, slick side, and so I made a 3.5-inch moderator. Then we also have the 4.5-inch XM177 moderator. You know, because I was there late at one night. And
yeah. Neat. Yeah. I'm not sure where to go here. Do you want to tell me, from your perspective, what do you get most excited about? Like, point me where to click to see like what you're like, dude, people have got to see this.
It's a
If
tough
we
one.
haven't covered it.
I really like very precise weapons. So if you go to AR-10s and go to Emma.
So you want the product overview to Emma. There we go.
We just shoved a 300 short mag into an AR-10, and Kevin Reese has been taking it out on a regular basis, out to 1,800 plus.
Holy cow!
So we're shooting semi-auto at 1,800 yards.
Yeah.
I mean, that makes me giggle. You know, I just.
That's pretty.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's our A3 buttstock on that one. I like the A2 buttstock, but then I wanted it to be adjustable. So we made it so the butt pad's adjustable and the cheek rest is adjustable.
Yeah.
That's I like shooting long range. I like shooting, way out there and waiting. I like watching people's face when they shot long distance before, and then we get them on target at 700 to 1,000 yards, and it's just, run the dial, run the dope, a couple clicks here and there, make your adjustments, discuss the breathing and the fine points of petting the trigger and your interaction with the weapon. I really like all that stuff. But yeah, Emma's a nice piece of hardware, but in the 300 short mag, she's a lot of fun.
I kind of feel weird saying Emma's beautiful because it's named after someone's wife or daughter. That makes me feel kind of weird.
It's actually my redhead. It's my redheaded daughter.
Right. Huh. Yeah, that's pretty cool.
And we like to do.
And I think now that you mention it, Kevin told us about this one.
Yep.
As he was saying, here's why you need to go see my friend Aaron.
Yeah.
He told us about this rifle.
He's killed pigs a long ways away with that thing. He's taken several people out, put them in the mile club with it. He was telling me he was down at a conference and his bolt gun went down, and they were going to do a impromptu shooting competition. He swapped scopes and placed second with it. Then he went and hunted an owl guy off of an airboat and dropped it in the ocean. Cleaned it all up and killed an owl guy at like 600 plus yards.
Wow. That sounds like it'd be a real oh shit moment dropping something like this in the ocean.
Yeah, you drop 10 grand in the ocean and things get weird quick.
Exactly. That's when you find out exactly how good of friends you really are.
Yeah, he keeps calling me and telling me he's cleaned it so good that it's not. So.
Yeah.
But yeah, there should be a big magazine article about this thing out at some point. He's trying to push it to a couple different publishers are asking about it. So there should be a pretty interesting multi-purpose weapon platform kind of article.
All right, I'm going to leave it on that while I get caught up in comments here because I hadn't been paying attention to, let's see, bend down. We saw that one before. We could just keep using that one over and over. We saw that one. Let's see. Gun Snob saying, yo, that's lazy. We do 3 yo's, Snob. You know that.
That's why he does it.
Patriot. I know. All right. Let's see. 6 stuff I'm seeing here. I tend to agree with you. Yeah. Gary, if he's only going to do one yo, then don't even bother saying hi to him. All right. Point and click. All right. I'm going to skip a couple of these conversational ones where people are just going back and forth here. Oh, there's a whole bunch of them.
Yep.
All right. So, yep, I'm caught up. Nothing else that we need to talk about in the comments there. Figure out where that one was. I can get rid of it. Okay, cool. So, so if someone clicks the Start Your Build Today button, when do you think they'll have something in their hands?
It really depends on how far down the rabbit hole they go.
Yeah.
It could be a year, it could be 2 years, depending on how exotic we get. We're shooting for a 6-month flip. We're trying to get caught back up, but because of my my requirements for parts and materials and everything else, it has been exceptionally difficult getting metal and the parts that I want. Like right now, we don't make our own carry groups,
Right.
and there's only a couple that I actually like that I would run in my gun. So those are the only ones we use. So we're working on, you know, I'm hoping this year we're going to start making our own bulk carry groups. I have ideas. So.
It sounds like you have ideas.
Yeah. You almost have to almost. It's like, do I wait or?
Yeah, it's a tough one because, there's some people that do a great job with their products, and we're more than happy to incorporate some of their parts to our, the small parts that we don't make into their stuff. But I'm looking for a consistency in manufacturing. I'm looking for consistency in metals. I'm looking for, from batch to batch that there's no strange anomalies that happen. When we do receive some parts and screws, they go through the inspection room to make sure that they're good. So we'll do spot sample checks on screws and springs and anything else that we get in that we have to incorporate into our weapons. I don't want to, start down a build class and then the screw doesn't fit,
Right. All right. We'll come back to the homepage for a bit and kind of leave that. Oh, yeah. I bet that on any given day, given some of the non-firearm stuff that you do, that there is just some crazy stuff going on in there.
Yeah, there's some stuff that is pretty discreet. You can't really, the guys can't know what it's for, but there's some stuff that happens that is, that'll be leaving our atmosphere and things like that.
Wow.
We have a lot of that down here. I'm down in Florida, right by the Space Force, and there's a lot of the my buddies that are doing manufacturing.
Yep.
Like, what do you guys build? And they're like,
yeah, tell you.
Don't worry about it.
I used to take brackets.
Yeah.
I make brackets.
One of my buddies, he told me, he said he was working on something and he messed up, and they're like, yeah, well, it's only $75,000 part. It's fine.
Oh,
and he was like, oh my, you see, you get like two screw ups and then you're done. And I was like, oh my gosh.
Yeah. Done. Like the dog.
Yeah.
You out. I made a pretty good living over the years, actually being that guy who got given this stuff that had to leave on this date, and hundreds and thousands of dollars worth of product, multi-million-dollar projects, weighing on this one part. I get listed as critical infrastructure for different projects and different people, and the fight would be on about who got my time and stuff like that. And so, but it's good that we do some of this stuff, because it also takes the young guys and we push them. Instead of making 1,000 lowers, the kid will be making a bracket for something that's unobtainium, and there's a deadline, and there's some real consequences to their actions. I think it makes them better, or breaks them. Yeah. I break a lot of people too, so a lot of people can't handle the stress. I try to be patient, but it sometimes doesn't work out that.
Yeah. Well, it sounds like there's good reason behind that, though.
There's a lot riding on this. It's, as you can see from the size of the shop, I have not skimped, and I have not taken shortcuts, and I don't expect my people to either.
Right. All right. Well, I've been in the background trying to find incriminating pictures that I could show the world, but apparently they didn't make it into our photo share from SHOT Show. So
the circle bar.
it was a bar. I know that much. I don't really
Yep.
remember a lot beyond that.
After all the what was that that cinnamon whiskey?
Yeah.
Fireball. Yeah, after all that fireball.
Yeah.
All right. So where were we? We talked about where in Colorado, didn't we?
45 minutes north of Denver, at a place called Berthoud.
Oh, I don't think we did talk about that. Yeah. I thought Rod said somewhere he was from Colorado. You just don't care, Rod. Yeah, neat. So did you go there on purpose? You found yourself there? You went there for a project? I mean, how did you're from there? How'd you end up there?
I'm from this area. I grew up here.
Okay.
Just lived my entire life out here, raced motorcycles out here, everything. I mean, it's just been here my entire life. We've got 5 daughters. They all gone to school here. The shop ended up being 6 minutes from my house. We ended up with an opportunity to take over another machine shop 2-3 years ago. When this guy was retiring and he didn't want it to die, we worked out a way to keep it going for him, and then took over and bought him out and got that going. But it's like my 4th or 5th machine shop now that we've absorbed.
That's that's neat that you're able to do that. And having roots. I mean, I am jealous of the people where I live, a little town in central North Carolina. A lot of people are from elsewhere. Some people are from here, and the people who have some roots and are able to stick around and have family in the area, I'm kind of jealous of them because we don't really have that here.
Yeah, my parents work for me. They work at the shop.
Oh, wow.
So it's pretty close.
All right. Yep. There we go. I thought he said he was from Colorado.
I go hunting out by Craig, up in the flat tops.
Cool. All right. So let's see. We skipped our normal agenda. We just dove right in.
We did.
With Aaron and Phoenix Weaponry. And
We have anything?
Stuff. Well, we did. We actually do have. So I'm going to why people. While people out there in the comments, get your comments ready. I'm sure there's some cool things you can ask Aaron about the different stuff they make at Phoenix Weaponry.
So much cool stuff.
Let me find. Okay, so this is actually This Week at Gear Report. We just dove in and started doing the interview stuff. And
that's what it is.
And I apologize that I forgot to start the little ticker at the bottom and give props to Right Town Optics for being our sponsor. And that is, I'll give you a hint that their 1-year term as the sponsor of This Week at Gear Report is about to expire. And I think we're probably still going to do something with them, but the official sponsor of This Week at Gear Report is going to change here in a couple weeks. And I'm going to leave it at that for now. We'll get back to who that is. That'll be a separate announcement later.
Suspense.
I know. I'll tell you, TJ knows. Clover out there in the comments, he knows. I don't think anyone else knows yet. So we shall see what happens there. Okay, recently completed reviews. So Aaron, just so you know, this is what we do most weeks is we come in and we talk about everything that's been published since the show in the prior week, which is always interesting because we don't just do gun stuff. Let's see. Where were we last week? Today's what, the 10th, so it would have been the 3rd. So we talked about the Raging Hunter last week, right? Yep. So the Eclipse Delta holster review, let me see. I should change the screen because I'm sitting here talking about things as I'm scrolling, but I wasn't sharing that screen so you guys could see it. All right, so we'll share that one. This was the first one from Joe at Shooting Gallery New England, and he does videos on his channel. If you haven't checked it out, definitely go check that out. he hadn't really done a lot of writing before. And this is something we really love to do, is take people who are passionate about creating content, have some expertise in a specific area. Joe's a gunsmith and works in a shop dealing with this stuff all the time. So wanted to give him a chance to try out writing. Wasn't a lot of editing I had to do to this one. This seemed like a pretty good one right out of the box, so to speak, as far as a first attempt at doing a written review. He's got a video in there. If you want to see a little bit more of that, you can go check that out. And definitely go check it out and leave him a comment on how he did with his first written review. And Joe, if you're still out there, I did see your note asking to call to talk about this, and then someone stole the catalytic converter out of my car and everything got turned upside down, and I haven't called you back yet. So, but we will talk. We will definitely talk through how the review went and what your next review is going to be. I just have to get a couple things out of the way before we get to that. So, all right. So let's go back to, I really wish if I could bend the ear of the people running StreamYard, I would make the ability to change between screens that you're sharing a whole lot easier, because it's like 5 steps. It is rather annoying. Okay, we had Raging Hunter. We had the Eclipse Delta holster review. Definitely go check that out. I mean, for people who don't know, we're not going through every detail of these. We're kind of teasing you with them, give you a little peek at the review. And then, so I'm going to go ahead and open a couple of these, and then you can go read the whole thing later, and if you care to. All right, so we're going to stop sharing that one. We got a bunch of comments. TJ, are you able to kind of keep up with comments while I'm navigating?
I can, sir. I was waiting for you to ask. I don't want to, step on your toes and stuff.
Yeah, I'm sensitive about that. I have control issues, is really what he's saying.
That's because he wears Crocs or sandals.
We refer to them as the Lord's footwear.
Oh, my bad.
If you're going to talk about Crocs, you got to do it right. Okay, so here's another Joe Rickliff. He hadn't written in a while. He does some various types of camping content. This was a neat in the camping and backpacking space. If I'm reviewing any kind of cooking stuff, it's probably going to be like a backpacking stove that runs on isobutane or something like that. He went old school with this collapsible wood stove, basically, that you put together on the fly, comes with a couple different pans and plates, folds up into, without the pans and plates, obviously, folds up into this little thing. They call it firebox because that's what it is, a little box that has this, that you can assemble and put it together. I thought we had, there we go. So you can use it with a fire. You can put, he's got sterno in there. You could do, or actually, that's probably an alcohol stove in a can that looks like sterno. You could do sterno. You could do SBIT tabs. You can do all kinds of different fuel sources in there. Pretty cool little device if you're into that sort of thing. So definitely go check out that review. Read all the pros and cons. The spoiler, he gave it a 3 out of 5. So that's 3 out of 5 is basically met expectations. Right. So we don't want to be too incredibly hard on brands when we rate them. But, 3 is pretty much met expectations. So 3.5 is a little bigger than that.
Yeah, Jeff, there you go.
What's that?
The rare honcho fed sighting.
Wow. All right. Well, that's welcome to Honcho Fett. Hadn't talked to Mitch in a while, so happy to see him there. This one caused some controversy. I got to tell you, without going into all the gory details, Chris Gherkin, who goes by Pickle, right? Pickle stirred some shit up with this review. I got to tell you, I had a fabric manufacturer, one of the biggest fabric manufacturers in the U.S., being pretty relentless in some emails with me about he didn't like that his brand was mentioned in here. and not in a bashing way, but you know, in some comparisons where the product being featured in this hammock, it was said to be, you know, or implied to be better than the product that this other guy makes. And he didn't like that. So he literally wrote me and said, you have to take every instance of reference to any of my products out of all your articles and videos and all of your content across your site. And I, you know, I did what anyone would do and ignored what he said and instead told
Threw
him
it away.
that's
Yeah.
not how this works, you know? Yeah. So
Has he forgotten about the First Amendment? I'm just saying.
well, you know, and it's a guy I've worked with before. And when I said nice things about his products, he was happy. He was like, here, let me send you some more stuff to write about. But then Pickle didn't even say anything terrible. He just kind of implied that some of the fabric used in this hammock might be a little better. And the guy went off the rails. So I think basically he doesn't like Pickle, which I get. You know, I've known Chris for a couple decades, and he can be a polarizing figure. He is a diva. So I think that's what it was about. But
he's a fancy pickle.
Yeah, if you want to see, you know, what caused a manufacturer to harass me relentlessly, then go read that article. See if you can figure it out. Let's see. This is just a real quick one off of a product that I got out of the Amazon Vine program. They sent to review. I wrote it up for that and said, you know what, I'm just going to go ahead and drop it here. And I wanted to show it here because Clover and I were talking about this today. We're getting ready to go to the gathering. It's next month. We're the 10th. So it's like 5 weeks.
16th.
Is that about right?
16th, 17th, 18th, 19th,
Yeah,
something like that.
yeah. So a month out plus a week puts us at the gathering. Are you going, Trey?
Yes, sir.
Really?
Oh.
Are you staying with us or are you going somewhere?
Ron,
we're like a whole 1.5-star hotel over there. We're good to go, man.
Very well possibly could. Ron Holmes over at Riker and all of them are they've got a place that he's invited me to stay with them, but who knows? You never know.
Yeah, I would definitely do that because this is
this is
the kind of thing you're getting if you come with us. Is I'm showing this because I was telling Clover, you know, I just got a new cot if you need it, and this is the little cot that I offered him to use.
So I get the old cot still.
And unless you want whatever TJ doesn't take, TJ picks, and then everyone else gets what they want. It's basically how it works.
TJ will lay down wherever the spins take him.
Yeah, yeah. Well, that one. That's why I got that one, because when you get bed spins, you can put your foot on the ground because it's only like 4 inches off the ground.
Dude, I'm 6'3". I can put my foot on the ground off any bed.
So that's kind of how it's going to be, because apparently the house that they have is a small one, and it's me and Ron and the guys from Green Wolf Tactical, so we're all Marines. And I was like, yeah, so really, I'm just going to put my head down on a something that's somewhat cushiony for a couple hours, because I'm pretty sure that's all it's going to be needing is just I need a pillow / towel will be fine, you know.
Right. Well, we will, as we typically do, we will have one of our command tents set up.
Luxurious accommodations.
Oh, yeah. Well,
there's a good chance we're probably going to hang out with you guys for a little bit.
Well, why wouldn't you? I mean, come on.
Exactly.
Yeah, I was telling Clover that that I've upgraded. We have actually have a little shower house now. All right. All right, where are we? Yeah, okay.
The shower house.
Let me get rid of the but shower house is really overselling it, I think.
Are you bringing the Humvee?
Yeah.
All right, well, I'm bringing mine.
Oh, shut up.
So there's got to be some kind of fun videos / pictures taken with that. We've got to have some fun with that, okay?
But we're gonna have. I think what we're gonna take this time, the tent in the background here is the medium size command tent. I think I'm gonna bring the big one. It's 18 by 25. It'll give us plenty of room. We can have all sorts of people in there.
Yeah, I think I'm going to I think I'm going to try to fly up and then just ride with Jeff. That way I can help him load up everything.
Yeah. So, all right, we don't need to go through all those pictures, but anyhow, I wanted to show this is how we roll when we go to events. Is we'll set up the command tent and have at least one Humvee there. I think we're probably only going to have one at this event, though.
Oh, boo.
I know.
We'll have 1.5 when Trey gets there.
So, Aaron, since
Easy camper.
I have 3 gun mounts on my truck. This isn't mine. Mine's similar. It's a little different configuration. I've got the turret on top. I have a swing arm on the front passenger, the commander's seat, and I have a pedestal in the back. So it's a truck bed in the back. I have a little pedestal there. And I've got a few gun mounts, but what I don't have is mountable guns. So if you have any thoughts or ideas on a media, on a small media company budget, not like a normal person or yet smaller, put your fingers closer together. There you go. Yeah.
See that right there.
Like literally I run, I have a little airsoft 249 that sits up top just because it's a couple $100 and I can park it at an event and walk away and not have to worry about it.
Yeah,
but
going to have to be watched.
But I could use
some hardware, huh?
I could use some stuff that looks cool. I'm on at 0702, so we can have whatever.
Right.
But we can talk about that offline. But get the wheels spinning for if you run across anything that's like, oh, yeah, I know someone who could use that. That type of introduction would be cool. Because
I think we just finished up our 5th or 6th 1919. I think the last one was in an A4.
Wow.
And then I'm jonesing to put my PKM together, and then I somehow stumbled into an MG34 kit.
Nice.
So I'm gonna cut a receiver for that and get that thing humping.
Yeah.
I can't wait for that thing. I even got the twin snail drums for it too. I was excited.
Yeah, that does sound pretty cool. And if you have ideas on how to mount, who was it? Someone sent me a note a couple days ago. Oh, Dustin. I don't know if you've ever if you've done anything with Top Shot Dustin. He
I think we sent him some product a long time ago.
Yeah, really cool dude. He has a Humvee as well, and he actually, what did he ask? Oh, he was asking about one of the gun mounts that I have for sale. And I said, well, what are you trying to do with it? And he told me, I said, oh, no, you don't want this. That's not what you need. He wants to mount just an M16 on out the door of a Humvee somehow. And maybe. Yeah. But like I have a swing arm. I have a mount and a swing arm. Like what is it? MSG, a Milsys Group swing arm. But I don't have a way to mount. Like I have a machine gun. I have 2, but they're little handhelds. Like I have an M16 and an AK.
So you should put the 249 on the swing, and then go and get yourself like a shell of I don't know, like a Mark 19. That would be pretty badass, rolling down a Mark 19 up top and a 249 on the side. Yeah. That'll get some looks.
Yeah, I'm open.
Have you seen a Mark 19 kit laying around anywhere?
Well, I'm saying like an airsoft kit or something, just something that looks like, because this doesn't need to be real. Just something that would just look like it up there would be pretty sweet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What kind of swing arms you got on yours, Trey?
What's that?
What kind of swing arms you got on your Hummer?
If my arm opens up, like my literal arm swings out, I'm gonna give my turn signals don't work, so I'm usually giving the universal handheld signals.
Your hand.
It's funny how this guy gives me hell of having a Hummer, but he drives a Prius on a day-to-day basis. So really, I don't see how that plays out too well. Just
don't get me started on the Prius. No, my brake went out.
TJ's fitting himself in a Prius?
No, I do. I have a fleet of I have a fleet of Prii.
Prii, yes,
Yeah.
multiple Prii.
Yep.
And he's looking to add a fourth.
Yep. I got to find one with a sunroof so I can put a gun mount on top.
But he gives me hell about having a Hummer because he says it's not a real Hummer. You know, it's like, okay.
Use the right tool for the job, right? So my commuter vehicle, I have a Prius. My son has one. My wife has one.
There you
It's
go.
all the commuter stuff. I've got the conversion van when I want to travel in luxury. And I got the truck with gun mounts everywhere when I want to be fun. You know?
So they stole the catalytic converter off your Prius?
They did. In my freaking driveway. It's killing me. I live in, like, all my friends are like, wait, in your neighborhood? Because I don't live in the hood, you know? Like, the police came and they're like, here? Like, it was here in this driveway, sitting right beside the Humvee. And I'm like, yeah, I've had this discussion with police before. I'm like, dude, I think anyone who sees that Humvee sitting beside the Prius and says, or the van, because someone stole the TV out of my van a couple years ago, both times I'm like, okay, let's be honest. When you look at this driveway, do you think if I get caught, this guy's going to shoot me?
Not with all the
'Cause
Priuses
that's
out
what
there.
they should think.
Not with 3 Prius.
Right.
Yeah,
Right, I hear you.
I mean, you know, it's one of those things where like he might throw like a flip flop at me or something, you know.
Like, oh, here comes a croc.
It'd be the Lord's footwear launched at him. Yeah,
Got for those jewels on them.
that'd be the that'd be the.
I'm pretty sure they drove across the neighborhood and said, "Yeah, this is probably the safest one out here. This guy's got 3 Prius. We're good."
Could be. Yeah. Luckily,
I wonder if he wears Hawaiian shirts with his Crocs too. You know, I mean that's
Good.
I know. Easy.
I thought the Hawaiian shirts were
that was
back-
for you, TJ.
I thought we were doing Boogaloo.
I live in Florida. I have like 15 Hawaiian shirts.
He had them before they meant you were a
I had
domestic
them before they were
terrorist.
cool.
Oh, I'm not supposed to wear them anymore with my plate carrier?
Oh, absolutely, I do.
That's what they're made for.
Absolutely.
So did I tell the story about the man bun yet? There's a guy at SHOT Show that said, hey, if you want to talk about doing some work with our product, come by the booth. You'll know I'm the one with the man bun. And my reply was, like your products, would love to do some more stuff with you. I'm not sure I'm willing to be seen around someone with a man bun. And
Really?
yeah, I did. Yeah. I was kind of proud of that, actually.
That was
cool
funny.
guy, just
He was
a
cool.
man
He's
bun, like, really. All right.
They can
Anyhow,
get people selling essential oils at SHOT Show.
right. Yeah. I'm not even sure what Honcho Fett's talking about there. Hitting with essential oils. So, and he doesn't know this because he wasn't at SHOT Show with us a couple years ago. But I had an incident where a certain individual that I'm not gonna name anything here, but a certain individual set me up one evening, and I ended up not feeling so great.
She was a he. Oh, I'm sorry. Was that private?
Nobody set you up.
That was the night that TJ took advantage of my poor judgment, which is actually easier to do than you might think.
Man, this could go so many different ways right now. You might want to be careful as to where you
Sounds
end
like-
this up.
It sounds like he's setting me up for stuff, but yeah.
I know.
He's like,
That's
I
how you
was
build
going to the bar. I was going to the
anticipation.
bar to get a drink, and he goes, "Well, fix me a drink." I was like, "What do you want?" He goes, "I don't know. Surprise me." I was like,
Yeah.
"Okay."
Oh, you
I'll
never
never
do
do
that.
I will
Never do
never-
that. Ever,
Went to the
ever, ever.
bartender. I gave her a fat tip, and then I said, "Put as much bourbon in this as possible with enough Coke to make it colored." And she did. I mean, it was like
Yeah.
that much bourbon in that. And Jeff, he drank it. I mean, I'll listen. I'll give him that. He drank it. I was like,
Wow, good for
Right.
you, Jeffrey.
Well, and the backstory here is I don't drink. Like I drink when I'm around TJ, which is a couple times a year.
Yeah, but you
that
make
is-
up for when you're around TJ. You make up for a year's worth in a couple days.
Yeah, I don't have the endurance. I don't put the work in. And this is my fault, right? I
It
know
is.
He's getting lazy on his training. Is what he's saying.
See, look,
exactly. I know
I'm
have to
getting ready for
train to
SHOT
be
Show
ready.
next year.
I know I have to train to be ready, and I mail it in. I show up and I'm like, hit me. And
Oh,
I hadn't trained for it, and I end up hurting for it. So yeah, it's my fault. Mainly it's my fault for trusting TJ, but yeah. So the next day we get to SHOT Show and we walk in the press room, and I'm sitting at the table. They're eating breakfast, and I'm looking at the food, and I'm like, oh, this is, and I have like, this was back in the day when we went to SHOT Show. I scheduled back to back meetings.
The good old days.
The biggest meetings, the biggest meetings that week were that morning. And I'm like, I can't even see straight. And Armed and Feminine, Kelly, if she hadn't really done anything with us at Gear Report in a couple years, she's too busy taking the 2A fight nationwide and working with a couple,
greater good.
Yeah, DC Project, a couple other of the really cool organizations fighting for our rights. So I'll let her off the hook for not doing much with Gear Report in a while. But she was like, honey, you don't look good. And she's like, you partied last night, right? Yeah. Okay. She breaks out her bag of essential oils, and it's almost like a medic breaking out the med kit with all the organized pockets and everything. And okay, here's the hangover section. And she starts dabbing stuff around me. And I'm like, I can't believe I'm letting her do this. But it actually helped. So there you go. Never thought I'd be endorsing essential oils on a Gear Report broadcast, but it actually was pretty helpful. So
it is Gear Report.
Yeah, I suppose.
Gear Dash Report to be,
or,
to be
what's
correct.
What's Fett say? Your TAC report. I think he said that's how they do it in the Army. Okay, cool. So we have rambled off track quite a bit. I think we covered all the things that have been published. Let me look here real quick. I'm on another page. Yes, that's all the recently published things. TJ, you got something in the queue that I hope to get to in a day or so. What is that that's going to be published soon?
Probably the sidekick from Diamondback.
Yes.
My first little FUD revolver thing, which is pretty cool.
Yeah. So that one will be published. AJ's got a set of tactical type work gloves and a gun belt. I think 2 reviews that are in the queue that'll happen real soon. And who knows? I probably have some more things. Yes, obnoxious. I agree. That could be true. So, dang it! I just distracted
I'll
myself.
have about 9 things here in the next month or so. It's just going to be crazy. I'll try to get them all done for you, but it's a lot of stuff right now.
I've got a couple videos from SHOT that I haven't had time to edit yet. One that I really want to get in there is the Zero Delta, their convertible rifle. Aaron, did you see that? Did you get a chance to see? Are you familiar with Zero Delta?
No.
They've got a modular pistol that it's like an aluminum frame, and it has like the core of the frame, and you can change back, front, magwell, extension in front of the trigger guard.
Cool.
And it's built, I think, generally off like a Gen 3 Glock, or I'm probably misquoting that, but it's something like that.
Kind of giving the Glock the STI treatment kind of a thing.
But it's all completely modular, so you can start with this core and then switch everything out.
Which is the serialized part.
Right.
That's the key.
Cool. Yeah.
So you can turn it into a subcompact or a 3-gun, tricked out gun, anything in between. So what they've done is they have modified the lower for an AR so that you slide the serialized part, your hand grip, onto that. And now that, for one serialized part, you have a rifle with all the different things you can do with an AR upper.
That sounds cool.
And then you can take it off and have whatever flavor of pistol you want to do.
Yep.
Really an interesting, if you like innovative stuff, if you like people being creative with metal and saying,
that's what I do.
Yeah. Yeah. Is it, you could also have does it make sense or not? But you know what? Sometimes things are cool because it's like crazy. And hey, can we even do that? I feel like around their office, you hear the hold my beer, quite often, which I thought you would appreciate, because it sounds like that happens at your place too. Anyhow, I got to get that video out. I've got a few more that I need to get on. And then we've got stuff starting to show up. TJ should have an AREX pistol showing up probably today or tomorrow, because that tracking number pistol should be shipped overnight typically. So as soon as they pick that up, it'll be there the next day. So you'll have that. I've got a bullpup shotgun coming that ought to be here any day. I finally put the Holosun optic. I wonder, they keep saying we're not supposed to handle guns on a live stream, but I put the little Holosun on the Taurus G3C Toro, so we can knock that review out here pretty soon. And hopefully the can for the Maxim Defense PDX and 300 Blackout will be here soon, so we can get that review wrapped up. But I'm also spending more time. Oh, the other big news was on Monday, I finally got the license plate for the Humvee. So
nice. You're gonna put together like an instructional video for people in North Carolina?
Oh my goodness. It's not as bad now. I mean, literally, I started working with the legislature in North Carolina in 2016, and they just finally, February 1st, the changes went through, and the law changed effective February 1st, and I was finally able to go get it officially tagged in North Carolina. Now, the woman still argued with me about some stuff that I'm like, here is the statute. I printed it and brought it. And she's telling me, well, but you don't have this certain piece of paper. I'm like, okay, right here, it says, shall be titled and registered if it meets the following conditions. There are two conditions. What you're telling me is not one of those two conditions. Therefore, shall be titled and registered. This is an optional. Shall be, not maybe, not could be, not if you want to be, shall be. And
DMV Jeff.
She called headquarters. It's a desk monkey. I mean, she doesn't. I shouldn't say that. Someone that is not empowered to make decisions. So she called and they said, "Oh no, you got to have that form." I'm like, "Yeah, no, I don't." And she's like, "Hey, we can talk all day long, but this is what it is." I said, "All right, here's what I'm saying. I think justifies another call to say, hey, but did you consider this?" And they said, well, we don't think so, but it's brand new legislation. It just became effective 2 days ago. We think that if you do this, it's going to get reviewed. And next year when he goes to renew, he'll have to provide that paper. And she said, yeah, here's what they said. And it's probably going to get caught and, like rejected. And you'll have to provide that paper when you come to renew next year.
Okay.
And I was
next
like,
year.
I find your
we'll worry about that next year.
Exactly. Yeah. The problem with the form they want is it's probably going to take anywhere. The company, the auction company that handles the sales for the Marine Corps, they say 30 to 60 days to get that paper. People I know, it's more like 8 to 12 months. So
like a suppressor.
Oh yeah. So I went ahead and paid for it and initiated that process. And hopefully by the time, if they say, oh no, you got to have that paper, I'll be like, here you go.
Here you go.
Probably not going to work that way.
Someone
will find a way to screw this up for me. But yeah. So anyhow, that's the other exciting news, which means you're going to see more Humvee content coming.
Because you can drive it.
I can legally drive it. I'm not like feared that if I get pulled over, they're going to impound my truck, which that truck costs more than all of my other vehicles put together.
It's bigger than all your other vehicles put together.
Yeah, most of them. Yeah, not as big as the van, but anyway.
Yeah, forgot about the van.
Yeah, so that was all right. We did recently completed. We did stuff that will be published soon. I don't know that Aaron had a few deep thoughts. I don't know that we really did. Shit shooting has been interspersed throughout the entire.
That's the whole show. You should just label the show "Shit Shooting."
Pretty much. I'm just going through all of my little banners over here. Oh, look at that! We have one for Trey at Ghost Tactical.
Damn, I'm not smart. I'm not smart enough to have deep thoughts. So yeah.
I know you're waiting for us to like. No, you're
No,
smart
no,
enough.
no, no. That's no. I
You're
understand my
smart,
place in the
you're
world. I
good-looking,
get
people
it.
like you. Yeah.
You know, I understand my place in the world, and it is what it is.
Yeah.
At least
right.
there's Clover, because Clover's my Mississippi.
I don't even know what that means, but it
If
sounds
if if Mississippi wasn't around, Arkansas would be like the worst state in so many things. Thank God for Mississippi. He's my Mississippi.
nice.
That's almost t-shirt worthy.
Oh yeah, I might have to make one up for next year's SHOT Show. Clover's my Mississippi.
Okay.
Yes.
I'd offer to make it for you, but maybe send my son a couple bucks. He'll make it. He has learned how to use the vinyl cutter, and I have a press, so he's making shirts now.
There you go.
Let's see. Did someone say TJ's getting?
Yes, they're sending me one, I think.
Really?
Yep.
Yeah.
I was supposed to have had mine a couple days ago, except for my FFL forgot to send the FFL to him last week. That's beautiful.
You can't like download a file and send it to him?
I haven't gotten. They had to renew it, so he hadn't sent me the new one. So I have it now because Ken sent it to me when he got it. I was like, "Hey, send that to me." But yeah, so there you go. But yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
Aaron, as an FFL, do you do transfers in your area as well?
We do. We do a lot of private party transfers for people because we're behind enemy lines. So there's no private party transfers. There's magazine ban capacity stuff and all that. So we try to help out quite a bit. We do a lot of stuff with the Friends of the NRA. We do a lot of their transfers for their banquets and try to help out with those guys.
Nice.
And then
that's awesome.
Rocky Mountain Health Foundation, stuff like that.
So a question, I had a new gun writer that he actually kind of pissed me off because he was at SHOT Show and he didn't even say hi. I don't know how he was there because he wasn't there on a media badge. It's a guy that I know from the Humvee world. He has a Humvee and we've collaborated a little bit on some Humvee stuff. We hadn't done any gun stuff, but he's actually in law enforcement, knows a little bit about gun stuff. And so I sent him a note, said, hey, I got a company that wants to have some pistols reviewed. Do you want to do one of these gun reviews for me? And he's like, yeah, okay. So I said, send me the FFL. I'm going to put a packet together because I've got like 6 FFLs I have to send this company for different guns going to different writers. And I want to send it as one packet to make it easy on the brand, right? His local FFL said, nope, not going to do it. Have the other dealer contact me and I'll send it to him. And I was like, really? Do you give out, like if you have someone ask for a PDF or a downloadable version of your FFL, will you give it to people? Or
I try not to.
Really?
I actually ship it straight to the dealer.
Mm-hmm.
It's just you're giving somebody a piece of paper that's tied to your business, your freedom, and everything else. But there's still a lot of guys out there that are still, using fax machines. So, but no, I tend to protect the FFL pretty hard. So we ship direct. You just basically tell us where you want the FFL sent. I shoot it right out of my phone to them. I try to make it quick and dirty for you, but I do not hand out my FFL unless you're on payroll, W-9 or something like that.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay, that's the first I'd run into that. And I do the FFL that I work with. He'll give it to people, generally people he knows. But it surprised me that, like within the industry, that someone would not do it. Like if someone just out of the blue, and if someone who wasn't in the firearms industry said, "Hey, can you send me this?" But I had sent him a note, said, "I like to do this for my writers, get a copy of their FFL so I can send it directly to brands as opportunities come up."
Right.
And I thought they'd be okay with that. Everyone else I've talked to has been okay with that. They said,
no. I mean, my local FFL, it's on their website for transfers and stuff. Like, here, ship it off.
Yeah, we usually make sure that we, because a lot of people ship guns without even telling you who it's for or anything else. We get guns without FFLs in it from other FFLs because they just ship it. So we try to we guard it pretty close, and then we basically keep track of the FFLs and a log, and what's coming, what's not coming, and what it's do, and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
But like Cheaper Than Dirt, they've got our FFL on file because people like to order stuff from those guys for some reason, and then Gun Broker, stuff like that.
Mm-hmm. All right. Well, good to know. So there we go. I've learned something this evening. So
there you go.
It's just personal preference, but mine's
sure.
OT, and a lot of money, a lot of pain and suffering gone to that thing, and
Understood. Yeah. Okay. All right. We did last call for questions out there, so now we're gonna do a loop around the horn where everyone can talk about anything you have upcoming. This is the self-promotion portion of the show. So each person, when it's your turn, talk about TJ. We already talked about reviews you have coming. If there's anything else that you want to talk about that you have coming, like I didn't know about the BRG, so
I haven't got it yet.
Thanks for copying me on those emails, man.
Dude, he sent me.
Okay.
Remember I filled out the little tablet thing at that show?
That's right. Yeah. Huh. So anyhow, if you have anything else you want to talk about, that's fine. Aaron, feel free to talk about anything promotional you want to talk about, new stuff coming out, places you're going to be if you're going to be at any events, anything, whatever. Ghost, we want to know what's happening on your channel as well. So why don't we just head that way and then down and then over to Ghost.
Right. Gear Report. There you
go. All right. So that was quick and easy, Aaron.
I think we're getting ready to head out to the International Sportsman's Expo out in Denver here in February. And then we'll be rolling down to Houston for the NRA show. So like SHOT Show, but for normal people to get in and cruise around and see what SHOT Show's like, without having to sneak a badge. So we'll be doing that.
Do you think it's going to happen?
No. I think they're going to do to me what they did the previous 2 years, where they take your money and then they tell you you get to keep your booth space for next year. But I'm hoping to go down there, hang out with a bunch of people. There's talk of maybe an airboat ride, maybe some drinking, maybe killing, who knows. So keep hope alive.
Yeah.
So we'll hop in there, get a race down there. But yeah, we're just kind of recovering from SHOT Show. I ended up getting the Rona there, so I've been out for a couple weeks, and then hopefully I'll be back to work tomorrow or next week, and then get making parts again. But yeah, just mostly making sure we follow up with all of our contacts and try to get us, ready to go for the national scene.
Awesome. Okay, so if NRA happens, then I know you'll see some people from Gear Report there. I'm not sure exactly who's going to make it. I honestly haven't put a lot of time into try and decide if I'm going to go, because I don't expect it to happen. But that was the same thing with SHOT Show. I was convinced that one way or another it was going to get canceled. And I just, it's like, why am I even going to bother? Like, I don't want to book a room. I don't want to book flights. I don't want to spend time on anything, because I did that before and then it got canceled, and I think it's going to get canceled. And then, yes, TJ, thank you for talking me into going. SHOT Show was the best SHOT Show ever for me. So it was number 6 for me, I think. By far the best. Started out good with good range day, and then obviously getting the introduction to meet you and your company and spend some quality time with you guys, and a couple other brands the other nights, as well as the best meetings. And so
it was
I think NRA,
we're there to do business.
I've been saying that the tourist-free environment was a lot more productive, because there are a lot of people that their buddies in FFL and they want to go check it out, and it's like their personal shopping, and they don't get we're trying to work, but whatever. Hopefully NSSF will do better on that, but with any luck, NRA will actually happen, and we'll high five each other there.
We were trying to figure out if we're going to do like a range day down there, just go find a place to run amok a little bit. Yeah,
it sounds like fun. Definitely. All right, Ghost, what's happening on the Ghost Tactical multimedia empire?
I'll have some video coming out this weekend with the new Ronin 10mm 1911. I've got the BRG coming, got the SAR AR pistol coming, got some stuff from Global coming. Yeah, it's gonna be, like I said, it's gonna be really busy the next few months. So looking forward to that. I do have a question for Aaron.
Mhm.
He mentioned an airboat and drinking. I'm not so sure that might be the best thing in the world to do. Now, if you're not driving there, but airboats to me are fun, but they're a little dangerous, man, aren't they?
We do it in Florida all the time. People, I mean, most people.
Okay, all right. Well, it just sounded weird to me. I was like, airboats and drinking. I don't know.
We have some friends.
But I guess if it's in Louisiana, that's all they do down there. So I guess it's whatever, you know.
Yeah, we were down there a long time ago. We ran into this old guy, retired real estate guy, and he just got done crashing his airboat, threw everybody out of it, but they're like chasing pigs down and running them over with the airboat and like all sorts of stuff. So we got to call that old guy up and go hang out.
that sound, yeah, that'd be a blast. Yeah,
Who needs guns? We'll just run them over.
just run them over, not a problem.
All right, so we'll keep an eye on the Ghost Tactical channel for that. Do you have any other? I know you've had some interesting brand interview shows. You have any big ones coming up?
Yeah, I've got Lionheart coming, I think next Tuesday. Cat will be on the following Tuesday. Trying to figure out Black Rain's gonna be coming eventually, but they're still up at the Great American Outdoor. I mean, I've got Gerson / EAA. I mean, there's a lot of them, but they're still doing the old Great American, so it's kind of hard to pinpoint a date because they're actually still working. They never haven't been home since shot. So
that's rough.
You know, that it is rough because that Great American's like a 2-week thing. So
I'm not sadistic enough to schedule something like that.
No, sir. So March, I've got a bunch. I just don't have exact ones. The next 2 weeks will be Lionheart and then Global. So yeah.
Awesome. All right, we'll look forward to those and check them out. I think that's going to be it. I don't see any more questions coming in, so we're going to go ahead and wrap this up. Thank you to our illustrious panel. TJ, I appreciate you allowing me to be your sidekick again this week. It's always a pleasure. Thank you. We'll have to get you some new business cards with your new title.
Yes.
Aaron, thanks so much.
Thank you, guys.
I was looking forward to this because we had some great discussions after hours at SHOT Show. And then the way the schedule worked out, I didn't actually get to see the booth. And I saw the pictures TJ took and was like, I really want to hear about these. So I really appreciate you coming on, sharing that with me, sharing with everyone else as well. Ghost, thanks for coming and adding a little class to this.
I was going to say things for allowing me to ruin your Black Panther party, you know?
Yeah. yeah. Little bit of class.
I repel out of my truck. Aaron doesn't know I'm a short guy, but I tell these guys all the time, I get to repel out of my vehicle every day, so I have a lot more fun than they do.
Nice.
I know. Our lives are so boring.
Yeah.
I never get the weather they get either, so that's a good thing.
Yeah.
Yep. Okay. We're going to wrap this one up. Check us out next week. We'll be back Thursday, 9 p.m. TJ, do you remember who's with us next week? I'm blanking on it. I don't have the schedule in front of me.
He just started laughing.
We have we talk about this almost every day. TJ and I talk most days of the week, and often it's like, all right, what order do we want to see brands in? And we've got like 25 brands on the list, and we keep having to shuffle things around.
Yep.
I honestly can't remember, but I
wait till the notification comes up. Like, oh, sweet.
Everyone is going to be interesting and awesome. So come check them out. If we're talking to a brand, it's because they have some cool, interesting stuff. No one has time to just look at boring stuff, right? So if we're talking to a brand, it's for a reason. So definitely check us out. We're having a very distinguished list of folks on coming up. So until next time. We'll see you at the range.